Prime Minister Theresa May visited a pottery factory in the pro-Brexit northern city of Stoke-on-Trent today to try to convince Parliament not to kill her deal for leaving the EU when ministers vote tomorrow.
Back the deal tomorrow, and that work can start on Wednesday. Fail, and we face the risk of leaving without a deal, or the even bigger risk of not leaving at all.
May's insinuation that Brexit won't happen without her deal isn't true, and that's the problem. Britain will almost certainly fall off the Brexit cliff on March 29th without a plan for what comes next, plunging the country's economy into chaos and potentially upending the lives and livelihoods of millions of British workers.
10 to 6 at the yard, look round the vehicle to make sure everything's okay, and then normally I just go.
Tony Fox has been a truck driver for 47 years. 2 months from now, his life could change radically if Britain crashes out of the EU without a deal. The culmination of a decision he didn't agree with in the first place.
I voted to stay. Like, it's convenient what happens now. It's easy, isn't it? You do your paper check and get your ticket or whatever here, and then you just go round and wait for the ferry.
All drivers and their passengers are requested to return to their vehicles now for embarkation.
The Port of Dover is the gateway for 20% of the goods that enter and leave the UK. About 50,000 freight vehicles pass through the port on ferries every day. Today, Tony's taking 3 tons of aluminium to Belgium. As long as Britain is part of the EU, his crossing is seamless, because there aren't any tariffs or customs checks between member states. But under a no-deal Brexit, World Trade Organization rules would kick in overnight, meaning customs inspections on every vehicle, reverting back to a system that Tony doesn't miss.
Well, when I first started it, you know, you had T-forms, paperwork to fill in and present to customs and everything, and you had to stop at all the borders and pay your fuel tax and etc., etc. Now it's easy at the moment. It's sort of straightforward. You can go where you want, really.
By one estimate, if customs delayed each truck by just 70 additional seconds, the wait to board the ferry could reach 6 days, putting the UK's food and medicine supplies at risk. It's a radical change that Tony's still trying to get his mind around.
We don't know if it's going to be harder. They're saying yes, it could be, and there could be queues, but nobody knows yet until, you know, it all happens on the 29th of March. All we can do is wait and see. That's a good day, the 29th of March. It's my birthday.
The trucking and fuel company Tony works for, Matthews, is based in Belgium. Its trucks make 100 channel crossings per week. The UK government's own assessment says no deal would leave the British economy more than 9% smaller, a cost of tens of billions of dollars. Owner Eric Matthews says he isn't surprised.
If Britain leaves the customs union, what impact will that have on businesses like yours?
Logically, it will be a high cost to us, but mainly I think it will be a high cost to the customer because we won't be able to sustain that cost.
So take the journey that we took today, for example. What would that journey be like under WTO rules?
Under WTO rules, it will be totally different. So we believe that there will be an awful lot of document problems on both sides of the water. Every night we see tens of trucks going from Rotterdam to London with flowers. If they don't know that it's going to arrive in time, fresh for the people that want to buy them in the morning, then if they don't know they can't do it, they won't do it, will they? Because the risk of not being able to deliver will be so high that it will have to be compensated with the price.
Do you think you'd be able to guarantee that?
No way. We, as a whole, we are already now saying to people, we've got a price carrying on the way we're doing, and we'll see what happens after Brexit.
At 67, Tony isn't sure if he'd even be able to keep working if the worst-case scenario comes true.
If you had to spend hours queuing to do that same journey that we've just done today, would this job be worth it for you?
No. No, it wouldn't be.
And that's because you get paid for the day, no matter how long it takes you.
Yes, in my circumstances, yes, that's right. But, they're still arguing amongst themselves instead of sitting down and deciding the good or the bad points of this Brexit plan that we've achieved or managed to get. The ideal scenario would be to accept it and then deal with it afterwards. I don't know, I'm not a politician, so I don't get to decide, do I?